Hello everyone. Recently, I have posted these images in the Instagram, WhatsApp, and I've shared with some of my friends. And they're asking me like, how you generated these images? Of course, most of the people know that these are AI generated images, but still look at these images, how detailistic they are and how professional they look like, right? Including the lighting and the angle and the expression also, facial expression also, right? So in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can also generate these kind of photographic images on your own using the AI basically. So I recommend you to watch this video till end and follow the step by step. So the underlying model behind this is called Flux. Flux, there is a model called generative AI model called Flux. So this model is primarily trained on millions and billions of the images along with the description of that particular images. Let's say if this is the image, there will be also certain description for this image as well, like how this image looks like and what this image about and all. So they have considered these billions of examples and trained, and by the end of the training what they have is like they have like 12 billion parameter model, and which knows like how to generate the image for a given sentence in the English, right? It will try to approximate or it will try to generate the images based on the prompt. Basically we call it as a prompt, right? Prompt is basically nothing but the set of instructions that you are giving in a English, right? So on giving the on giving that but providing that particular prompt, this model, the Flux 1 point, the Flux point 1 dev or variant of the Flux also, so able to generate the images. If you see that these are all the key features. By the way, I'm showing this Flux model in the Hugging Face website, so they have all the technical information about this model, how they have built it and all, and I mean how we can use it and all the things and usage terms and license terms and everything they have written it here. So one more point I would like to highlight: this model contains 12 billion parameter, right, which is not a joke. So this 12 billion parameter, in the sense this is a very big model which is not compatible in our general systems that we use for our day-to-day activities, right? We do require a very heavy GPU support to use this particular model. I will show you the way how you can do it, but yeah, that requires some money. Basically, that requires some of the money you have to pay to the hosting services. So basically, I mean, if you're already a data scientist or the cloud engineer, you would also aware like how infra problem basically occurs, right? So for that reason, actually, we are using some hosted service where this Flux is hosted, and we're gonna pay a few pennies to them, and we will use it as per our requirement, right? If you see this, these are the API endpoints where this Flux point one models are hosted, BFL.ml, replicate, and FAL.ai. So I'm gonna use this FAL.ai. The reason why I'm using is this because I tried using this replicate.com and Mystic AI, and both of these two websites are having some issue with the Indian debit cards and the credit cards. That's why I'm using this FAL.ai. I'm going to show you this FAL.ai. But before that, I just want to discuss about this Black Forest Labs. The Black Forest Labs are the ones who open source this Flux One Dev model. So if you want to know about more kind of research they are doing and what other models are there, you can go through this particular website and you can see like what are all the things they are doing. And if you feel that it is more important for your portfolio or the project that you're doing, you can just go and check other projects and other models that are available here. So we are using this Flux 1 model, and there is also a Flux 1 Pro. Could be a variant of this Flux 1, and it is coming up with some of the drawbacks that are there in the Flux. Maybe in terms of the accuracy, right, it is much more powerful than the Flux 1. That is fine. And and if you want to use this Flux as it is, as a vanilla model I'm talking about, we can use this particular Jupyter notebook. I got this Jupyter notebook from this particular GitHub account. I don't know whether it's the user or the organization, but I got the notebook from this particular GitHub account. We can use this notebook to run or inference the Flux model, basic vanilla Flux model. What I mean by that is like a pre-trained model. So this is how it will be. You can run this cell if you are new to the Colab. Colab is basically one of the service given by the Google, as like a Gmail and the Google Sheets or Google YouTube or something like that. This is also one of the service that is being provided by the Google. So it will give us the integration development environment for the coders as well as the GPU, which is a very tempting option. GPU is also free here for up to some session. right? Some up to some session the GPU also can be used up to some limit basically. So once you connect to the GPU, just run this cell number one and cell number two. Cell number one is contains basically bunch of installations and the dependencies that are required for the Flux, and cell number two is basically that is where you can inference. I mean, that is where you can give the prompt and you can give the inference, and the images will be generated like this. Look at the images, how realistic it is. So the point I'm trying to make here is Flux is very good at generating the realistic images. It knows the human faces, the real world objects, and human expressions. Everything it knows. But what it don't know like how I am looking, how I look like, and how your face is, and how someone is looking like. Right? Their personalized facial features it might not know. For that, actually, we do require some fine tuning. The fine tuning again much more powerful than the inference, right? For inferencing we can do, at least we can manage with this Google Colab with the free GPU that is available, and you can also give a try, and this will be used for you if you want to, if you are frequently using the stock images. I strongly recommend buying the stock images, stop buying the stock images, and you can use this generative AI model to generate the images for your purpose. Let's say if you are video creator, if you want certain images or some wallpapers in your video to be as a thematic, some theme images and all, you can use this Flux model free of cost, right? This GPU is free. So give a prompt here, give a prompt here, and just run this cell. It will generate this image. This image can be saved on clicking. There should be right folder option, and here this is the flux.png. This file you can download, and that can be used as your in your PPT or anything, right? Anything you can basically use it. Right. Look at this. This is the one of the prompt. I'll just give some other prompt. I have noted down these prompts and put it here. Any prompt you can give based on your own imagination or own requirement, right? Let me give it. Let me give this prompt. Let's try to run this. It will take 5 minutes. I don't know. Some time it required for inferencing because this model is very heavy. So it will take some time. By the time it generates, we'll go to this Hugging Face website again. So here the API endpoints. As I said, I'm going to use this fall.ai. Just click on this fall.ai. This is how the dashboard will look like, right? We have to log in with your account, basically your GitHub account. Probably once you log in, the dashboard will be look like this. I think I have used the recent app, that's why it's showing like this. There are a lot of models available in this file.ai, and the one which we are doing is like Flux LoRa fast training. I mean, this is also a Flux LoRa, this is also a Flux LoRa, this is also a Flux LoRa, but by the way, LoRa is one of the fine-tuning technique that we're gonna use. LoRa is basically when it comes to the generative AI model, often models are too much big, right? There are a lot of fine-tuning techniques that we do follow. LoRa is one such fine-tuning technique. So basically, in those 120 billion parameters, we don't need to touch each and every parameter. Rather, we're gonna touch only important parameters. Those parameters will be saved as a different set of for metrics or something like that. Whenever we are inferencing, the pre-trained model weights plus the fine-tuning model weights will combine and it will give the output. So I mean, we can make a dedicated video for how LoRa and those stuff will work, but for now what you can assume is we are using the LoRa fine-tuning technique on top of the Flux layer. uh, right. So these are all the different models, I mean, not models, applications basically available in fall. So what we gonna use is, you can use this also. This is more accurate, to be frank. LoRa Portrait Trainer, as per my usage, I can say that this is more accurate, but it requires somewhat, it's nearly requires $4 to $6 for one phase fine tuning. But this LoRa Fast requires only $2 for fine tuning. Let me open this. I already opened that, and I already fine tuned my face. Okay, how you can fine tune, basically you can click on the add images. Of course, if you want to use Python, you can click on the API. Oh, it is verifying me that as am a human or not. Okay, its auto verification is automatically taken. You can see all the steps to fine tune using the Python, but it's okay if you're not. I mean, if it is only one phase fine tuning you're doing, you don't need to go for API. You can click on the playground, and in the playground, You can directly upload the images like this from the UI itself. I'll click on the add images, right? These are all the my faces, right? Not someone else faces. Again, I strongly recommend everyone who are basically viewing this video. I strongly recommend use your faces only, not someone else faces, because using someone else's faces and your it's like a photo morphing, right? That might raises legal issues. If you're using someone else's faces, you should require a permission from that particular person. So this video is for purely educational, and I recommend you to use your faces only, you not use to any other faces. Even the celebrity faces also we should not use it. But as of now, there is no legal terms and condition. But in future, maybe with respect to the AI, there are set of legal concerns will come for sure. But for now, as this is purely educational purpose, I'm just using my own images, right? You can select the images having with the different lightings and different styles, different face angles and different attire, whatnot, right? Try to select as variety of images as possible, and let's not select these kind of images. If you see, I kept glasses in this image. This is not a good image for fine tuning because there is some obstacle in my face, right? Choose the images which are very clear to the camera, no obstacle in between. That kind of images you can choose, right? And once you are let's choose like 5 to 10, not 5 to 10, 10 to 15 images, more than enough. If you are done with choosing, just click on open. It's gonna upload here, right? And once you have done that, just select a trigger word. Trigger word basically a word which will invoke your fine-tuned model. In another way of saying is, as we are doing the LoRa training, right? LoRa fine-tuning. So this is like a name for your LoRa adapter, and this trigger word is very important. This is the word which you're using, which you're choosing here. This should not be a generic word or a verb kind of word, because if it is a generic word or a very famous word, that might mess up the prompt. For example, if your name is Sachin, your trigger word should not be a Sachin, because Sachin is a very famous celebrity at the international level. So model will not understand whether if you are referring Sachin, it will not understand whether if you are referring to the cricketer Sachin or yourself. You got my point, right? So so let's choose a very unique word. Okay, so in my case, my name is I'm giving it as a trigger. The reason why I'm giving, I know there is no famous celebrity at international level who with this name, and also model will not confuse it. This is not a verb or any, it's not a very famous phrase, right? That's why I'm giving this name as my triggered word. But in your case, just make sure your name should not be very famous word. If it's not a famous word, you can choose, you can give the name as it is, or you can mention the name or something like this, like some symbol, like right, like you can give it like some Instagram username. Okay, and steps you can keep 1,000, but I usually keep 15,000, 1,500. 1,500. Basically, this many steps the fine tuning will happen, okay, with your images that you have provided. And rest of the settings, let's leave as it is. Let's not worry about these kind of settings. Once you are done, just click on the start. As you can see here, it will cost $2 per one fine tuning, right? Per one fine tuning is $2. Look at how affordable it is, isn't it? Because even if you go to the AWS or the GCP, if you hire any high-end GPU instance and write a code and run a fine tuning, and once the fine tuning is done, just stop that instance and take the model basically model parameters, and putting it into somewhere, and that is all a very big stuff. It involves the process itself is very cumbrous. But with the $2, this particular platform is doing that end-to-end stuff, right? So I feel that this is a very affordable way of doing this. So that's why once you're done, that's why I feel like using these particular kind of tools are very much affordable than other tools, to be frank. Once you're done, just click on the start. It will start the fine tuning. On the right hand side, you could see the logs. Okay, and here this place you could see the logs, and it might take like 5 to 10 minutes to complete the fine tuning. I already fine tuned my facial image, and once the fine tuning is completed, here you can see the bunch of options. Means if you once the fine tuning is done, you can export this particular fine tuned adapter to the Hugging Face model, and once that is adapted to the Hugging Face model, you can see your own model, something like this. I'll tell in the coming videos I can make a separate video how we can host our model in Hugging Face and how you can use those models using the Python and all. Of course, having said that, being said that, we should have a very powerful infra for that. But for now, let's continue where we are in. Yeah, Hugging Face you can export, and you can see a show output option is there, and this is also one of the option. We can use this for your I mean, whenever you are programmatically operating this, you can use this kind of JSON file and all. And now we're gonna click on run inference. What it will do is once the fine tuning is done, now we are running on the inference, meaning on the fine tuned model adapter, right? The adapter, we gonna uh, give a prompt. Basically, the way here we have given, right? Okay, it's already generated image. Look at this image, how realistic it is, right? All these details are very realistic, as if someone really taken with some powerful DSL camera, right? So yeah, here we have given this prompt, right? Similarly, we can give the prompt in the same way. Where? Where is that? Yes, here it is. Here in the prompt in the same way. Once you have given the prompt, once you click in, I think with the $1, I guess you can generate 30 image. Okay, 29 times, 29 approximately for $1. Once the model is trained, for each and every prompt, right? You can one image will be generated. That images in that kind of images you can generate 29 times for $1. How affordable it is, right? And even if you are not wishing to use this particular platform, you can download this model and you can put it in somewhere, some other system, and there also you can use it freely, right? But having said that, being said that, you have to have a very powerful infra for that, right? So I'm gonna give some prompts, but what I'm going to do is I'm not going the prompts directly because every prompt is very costly, right? What I will do, I'll just use the GPT for that. Here, what I will ask is, give me some image prompts for model poses for a man, for a man, and the man name is Santosh, something like this, right? And the man name is Santosh. So what it will do, the reason why I'm mentioning my name, because the model, I mean, the flux we have fine-tuned, right? The fine-tuned model that we have named as trigger word named as Santosh, right? That's why if I want to use that particular model, I need to use the same triggering word here. See, I can take this prompt, classical formal look. Let's check how stylish it gonna generate. So yeah, this is the trigger word that we have used in the fine tuning, right? With the same triggering word, we should call our model. Santosh standing confidently, tailored charcoal gray suit, something. So let's see. This prompt is very beautifully designed or beautifully constructed if you use the chat GPT, right? You can use the same chat GPT and just click on run. And if you are very much interested in some part of location, you can also mention that. For example, give me prompts for Santosh. After this prompt, you can give like this. Give me prompts for Santosh in a beautiful forest, right? There is a typo here. Let me correct it. Beautiful forest, right? It will give bunch of prompts for the way I mean, like the way we want, right? You can use the GPT for that, right? See how realistic it is, isn't it? As if someone already using some camera in front of me and they have taken this picture, right? I'm gonna save this. I will use this as my LinkedIn DP. What's wrong? No one knows, right? I'll use this image as my LinkedIn DP. Save image as, and I can image save it as, and then one more. One more example I'll show you. Okay, what else? High fashion, not this one, cultural elegance, right? This elegance image, I'm gonna use it where we are. Yeah, here. I'm gonna prompt it here like this and just click on run. So for $1, imagine like 30 images, nearly 29 images you can generate it. Then if this is the case, right, why would I go to the photographer for for this kind of image? I'll not go. I'll just take my bunch of images which are not looking that much good and I'm gonna use it for my own. I'll show you some other examples how I have used this. And yeah, this is, of course, there are some distortions here but not that bad actually. You can give a bunch of trials and you can try until get some satisfied results. You can try different prompts and all. And having said that, right, we can use these images as a Instagram profile pic or whatever, LinkedIn profile pic, whatever. And also what we can do is, let's say I just show you some of the examples how I have used this AI. Let me go to the location AI outputs here. This is the for maternity shoot that I have done with this particular process, maternity photo album. Basically this is all like AI generated images only, right? For my wife, basically I surprised her. She felt very happy with this, and you can also do the same. And also all this in the same way, right? And also I have done other many other things like my sister's baby. I have generated many images like this with a couple of, see, these are all like we have automated baby photo shoots or maternity photo shoots, which are people are more often crazy about it, right? We have just automated in the sense like we don't need to go for photography and pay a lot of money to them, and we don't need to do such kind of stuff. It's like, matter of $3, isn't it? For $3 you can generate 30 images. And even not for $4 you can generate, if you have $5 you can generate 100 images. And writing the prompts is also not that much painful. Just use the GPT. So this is how you can automate, right? So that's all for this video. And if you are more interested in this kind of AI tools, or if you want to interested in the more technical details of the AI, just consider subscribing this particular channel. I gonna upload one video at least a week. Thank you for watching. Have fun. Bye bye.